Hi everyone, we are now going to start on the next part of our Jerusalem landscape, showing cool colors and warm colors with a day scene and a night scene. Yours might be reversed. They might have warm colors with the day scene and cool colors with the night scene. Doesn't matter. I'm sure that is just looking fantastic. So let us start with the next things that we're going to need. We're going to start our kotel wall and add a little more detail. We've done some of our gold detail, as we can see, not too much, but just a little bit. We have our buildings that are behind and our buildings that are in front, and we've left a space somewhere in the front for the kotel wall. I will be handing out 2 pieces of paper. They're 2 different colors. One is brown and one is beige. And the beige is different than the beige for the background, but it's a little bit of a thinner paper. You can decide on how you want your kotel wall to be. I don't want to see people taking this paper and using that whole thing because that just is too big and it covers up a lot of space. It doesn't need to be that big. It's just to show a part of the kotel wall. So you might take something like this size of the paper, and you might decide to cut it. And I'm going to get my scissors. So decide on what size paper you'll need. If I use this one, I could actually just use that like that right there if I wanted, or I guess I could use it like that if I wanted right there. Or I could use this one. You can decide. You may want to use this for the bricks and this for the background, or the other way, this for the background and this for the bricks, which could also be used. It's up to you. I think I like this for the background, so I'm going to cut this and make this more to size so it fits better. I'm going to flip it around, and I think that will look nice right there. So now I'm going to glue it down. So remember to figure out your spot. Oops. This is a little bit softer paper. So when you're gluing, you want to make sure that you hold it while you glue it down so it doesn't start to get scrunched up or anything. And now I'm going to glue my kotel wall down just like that on top. Remember, collage, gluing paper on top of paper. Rub it down so it sticks. Next, I'm going to add the bricks. And I showed you this technique before, but what I want to show you again, you're going to take your paper and you're going to cut, we want to make kind of rectangles. So I'm going to cut these strips, and I can probably get maybe 3 or 4. And then I'm going to cut them like that. So they actually look like rectangle bricks. And that's the easiest way to do this. And now I'm going to start gluing them on. And I can cut them all first if I want. And they don't have to be perfect. And now I'm going to start gluing them on. And for this, I know that I can go like this if I want and glue it down like that. And I'm going to show you how, but see, then I get some glue there and I want to rub that off. But so maybe do it this way, but make sure you get a lot of the glue on. And leave a space between, not too big, but enough. And I'm going to just do this here. Now, to make it look like bricks, this is a trick. You're going to take one of these pieces and you're going to make it a little bit smaller, like a square. And now you're going to start your building, your bricks right there. And there's going to be a space there. So now you're going to continue. So the bricks are not exactly in a row like the windows. They're kind of different. So it actually looks like bricks do when they're building a house or a building. Bricks can often, not always, but can often be offset. So they're not completely aligned or in the same way for each row. And now I'm going to add one more, and then I'm going to do the same thing at the end, where I'm going to take that little piece that we cut off, and I'm going to glue that little piece there. And now it goes at the end. And now I'm going to go back to what I did the first row. I'm not cutting the piece off to make it smaller. I'm using the same size. So we alternate. We do one row, all four, one row, 3 and 2 halves. And I'm going to continue on. And your fingers might get a little sticky with glue, but you can just kind of rub them together and then they'll just kind of come off, or just wash your hands if you want. Oh, that one's a little too big, so I can trim it to fit it better. There, and I have one more little spot here that I'm going to do. And we are just about done. Oh, and that's a little bit too big there, so I'm going to just trim that off too. And we can make them fit by cutting them better too. And this just came up a little bit, so I'm going to fix that there. Okay. And it might be a little sticky, but that's okay. And there we go. We've done our kotel. It looks like stones, old Jerusalem stones. Remember we talked about those? And now I want to add a little bit of detail with the green. Now you can use a green marker if you want, if you have that. But you can also just take little triangles of green. And like I did before, you know, just tap the glue on it a little bit. Get a little bit of glue on. And kind of just stick them around so it looks like the green is sticking out. If you don't have your green left over, I will have some green for you if you need. And you're just kind of sticking it in a few spots, just in between, to give it a little bit of stone. And you can also use white if you want to add some messages, if you want. A little bit of white paper, and we can use just regular printer paper for that. The next thing I want to do is I wanted to do a moon for my dark side. And I'm just going to do kind of like a moon shape. Make a semicircle. You can draw it first, and then you can cut it out, or you can just draw it freehand. And you can put your moon there. You don't have to do this, but if you want it added detail, you can. And then I'm going to add a sun for the day part, and I'm just going to make a circle. And again, you can draw it out first and then cut it. Don't forget, flip over the pencil side so you don't see that. And now I'm just going to put my sun. I'm going to kind of fit it. Oh, it actually does kind of fit in there. And I'm going to put my sun there. And there it is. I'm going to clean that up. And there is my Jerusalem scene. Can't wait to see them.